Hi there! Today I want to talk to you about a guitar that's very dear to my heart. It's this Gretsch Tennessean from 1967 with hilo'tron pickups and of course a Bixby vibrato system. So it's an original Gretsch still made in Brooklyn and it's become my home instrument, my main squeeze, my reference point for all things guitars, and I want to tell you about it. First, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It's very helpful for me and it makes me feel very good about myself. So, this Gretsch, I got it in a time where I was looking to emulate Mark Ribot's tone. So Mark Ribot plays guitar with Tom Waits, but also with Ceramic Dog and with Los Cubanos Postizos. And I adore what he does with the guitar. Now he mainly plays either a Jaguar or an ES-225 or like a harmony. I think I was going for his 225 tone mainly, I'm not sure. Anyway. So I got a vintage Gibson ES-225 from the early 60s and I didn't really like it. It felt very fragile, it feedbacked like a monkey. So I sold it again, and then, as you do when you have slightly too much money and slightly too much time on eBay, you buy a random Gretsch, like this one. I got this, I didn't quite like it. I thought it looked fancy. I also liked that George Harrison used to have one. But this wasn't a good guitar. The frets were all worn out, the pickups didn't make a nice sound, so I did some work on it. It got a refret, it got a new nut as well. The tuners were already changed for, what is this, Clusons, which do a good job. I changed the bridge to this bar bridge instead of the aluminum piece that was on it, and that sucked away all the tone. And then it sort of transformed into a magical wonder guitar. And it has this exact sound that I was looking for. So it is my sort of the sound in my head that I associate with Mark Ribot. It's probably not Mark Ribot, but yeah, it does that. Beat out guitars that I thought I should like, and I think that's quite interesting. Like, you read information on the internet or in books or whatever, and you start thinking like, oh, I need this kind of guitar. For me it was, for example, the ES-225 or a Jazzmaster, because all my guitar heroes played Jazzmasters. But then I got a 60s Jazzmaster, and this guitar is better for me. And I think it's quite important that you figure out for your own guitars, like, you can use the information to get some orientation, obviously, but then something else might work better for you. And this works better for me. It works better for me than most of the guitars I thought I should like. For example, this guitar as well, it's got my ideal Telecaster sound. It makes no sense, I know. It's nothing like a Telecaster. But the bridge pickup in this does what I wish a Telecaster would do. So it's quite strange, but I think the lesson that I learned from this is basically try out stuff for yourself. Don't rely too much on information, because what's in your head is very personal. So this Gretsch basically delivered what was in my head suddenly into my hands. And that's why it's my main instrument now, and it's also my reference point for all other guitars. So every other guitar neck I compare to this one, because this one is the one that feels most natural to me. I'm not sure how to describe it. It doesn't have really nice rolled edges. It's just a C profile. It's neither thick nor thin, but it feels like home. The same with the resistance of the strings. I mean, it's an arch top, so you have this long length of string over the vibrato, and the way that feels is my home feeling for a guitar. The same way with sustain, same with the way it sounds. This is my baby. Yeah. So that's the Gretsch. I like it. It's mine. Yeah. It's a glorious guitar, and due to the painted over F holes, it doesn't feedback that much. So you get all this cool hollow body sound with none of the hassle, essentially. And I think it sounds more interesting than a semi-hollow guitar like a 335. A word about hilo'tron pickups. So the hilo'trons are essentially half of a filtertron, roughly. They're supposed to be single coils, but they have no hum, which is interesting. Now, hilo'trons get a bit of a bad rap because they're very low output, and they might sound like shit if you don't adjust them nicely. So my way of getting a good sound of these is first add foam underneath, so you can raise them high up towards the strings. Don't screw the pole pieces out too much. You could raise them closer to the string, but it doesn't work as well as putting foam underneath it. And then boost it, like put a clean boost on it, and it will start to sparkle and shine, and suddenly it works, and it gets this glorious sound. Yeah, so that's the Gretsch. It's a good guitar. It's a really good guitar. I'm very happy it's mine. I'm very happy I could share it with you as well. Check out the sounds, and I hope you have a home guitar, and one that fills you with joy the way this one fills me with joy. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Ciao!